I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. You kind of made me nervous. I'll be getting lost in your eyes. Anyway,
Right back at you, no cap.
yeah, I really like the official beer of LECADE music.
Yo,
Okay. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JackPsd, and I am here with my guy Cade. As you can see here, y'all know him as Mr. LeCade. And yeah, so Cade, tell us what you do in the music industry.
I've been a recording artist for like probably about 3 or 4 years now. Probably about 3.5 years. Uh, Tried producing, didn't really work out for me. Tried making art a little bit, didn't really work out. But y'all probably know me from from the hit song "Dangerous Bitch." I did with Lil Story, close friend of mine. Song actually hit 20 mil this year, well last year because it's 2022 now. But song hit 20 mil last year. Proud of that. But music's came a long way since then, so got a lot
Yeah,
better quality stuff coming out now.
that's awesome. Congratulations on the 20 million. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
So starting off with question number one. What are you most proud of in your music career so far?
It's a good ass question, dude. Uh, Honestly, how far I came.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the numbers. The numbers just don't even matter at this point. I mean, it's like I had my 15 seconds of fame, like a lot of people do, and like they've been up, they've been low, they've been in the middle. But honestly, at this point, it's just when I started making music, it was because a guy at my high school in Louisiana. His name was Justin. His rap name was Sinjay. Shout out to him. He's a real one. But he was making music like making music. He was making music in his truck. So like he would get on his voice memos and then he would record it and then he would play the beat over the speaker with a different phone. And he would post it on his Twitter like freestyles and shit. And like I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Like I thought that dude was so cool. So me being like 14, 15 at the time, I don't remember exactly how old I was. I think I turned 15. I was like, oh, I can do that. I was riding around the car with my buddies, and he's like, yeah, like you can do that, you can do that, you can do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. So I did the same thing, voice memos in the truck with the beat over the speaker, and I was terrible, obviously, because I was making it on the phone. I was, that was like back when Lil Pump and them were big. Gucci Gang just came out, so it was like that type of music. And like it's just the fact that it's come so far as to the point where now, like where I live now, like I can walk into. I'm not even trying to be arrogant, but I can walk into a room full of people. Like I go walk into the bar right now, and like know I'm the best one at what I do in that bar, and that blows my mind just how far I've came.
Yeah, that's awesome to see how like your work is paying off. Like all those late nights that you're in your in your room making music that like people that don't see the effort level that you're putting in. And
Right, right.
yeah, it's great to see the results are coming.
It is, man. It's gonna come, but I mean, like when I get discouraged, I mean, I just think about people who are in the same situation or were like, EXO Tour Life by Lil Uzi. Everybody knows that song. He made that song in his room. That song got made in his bedroom. So it's just
Yeah,
something I think about that keeps me going.
right. So, do you have any big plans coming up for 2022?
Excuse me. I mean, I've thought about dropping a tape. It's definitely a possibility. It wouldn't really be probably wouldn't be something I'd push. Like market. Because when I say I want to drop a tape or an album or whatever you want to call it, EP, yeah, that would be something I did more for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I got a couple loyal fans. Like my fan base isn't as big as it once was, but the fans that I still have are like diehard fans. Like
Yeah.
constantly in my DMs, like let me know how much they appreciate me and like how much they appreciate the music and like it would just be for me and those kids, those guys that have always been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thought in the back of my head. I'm sitting on about 40 unreleased songs right now. Some of them up there, and some of them, man, some of them, but it's just uh it's just depending on how I'm feeling about it. But if I do something like that, it'd probably be middle of the year, probably summer. So if anybody's waiting on a tape or an album, summertime be the best bet for you.
Be ready. I've heard a lot of your vault. You got a lot of crazy stuff up in there.
I do got a lot of crazy stuff up there. Yeah, shout out Conley. We got a song called Starlight. It's pretty crazy.
Yes.
It's definitely one of our best. Probably gonna drop that soon. It's something we're looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've heard it. Y'all are gonna be blown away when you hear this.
Yeah.
So speaking of Starlight and like the songs that you've liked working on, what would you say your favorite song is, like, that you've made or either worked on or helped on?
Favorite song I ever worked on. Probably I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. You kind of made me nervous. I'll be getting lost in your eyes. Anyway,
Right back at you, no cap.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, honestly, this is the corniest thing I could possibly say. Probably corniest shit I could say. Probably Dangerous Bitch, cause
Yeah.
you know, not my favorite verse by me, by any means. I was still in that awkward phase of my career when I recorded that song, because you know, everybody goes through that phase where, like, you know, they trying to sound like something they're not. Like, I thought I was Trippie Redd for like a year. Yeah, and like that's where that came from. But for everybody that doesn't know, I live in Mississippi right now. I did my last 2 years of high school here, but before that, I lived in Winfield, Louisiana, which is actually about 30-40 minutes from where Lil Story lives. And I met Story probably about 3 years ago, and the first time that I recorded that, was like professionally done, like professional microphone, and all that, was with him. A friend had told me about him when we linked up, and I love that guy, and anything we do together is special to me, even if it doesn't drop, even if it's terrible. Because we've made some good songs together, we've made some bad ones. We got one called "Maintain" in the vault. It's been there for about a year. That's honestly a hit. If I drop a tape, it'll definitely be there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, probably that, because that brought some good things, some bad things for both of us. But I remember when we made that song, I drove to his crib with one of my buddies, and we made it in our room, or in his room. Like, we weren't even trying to make a hit. We were just having fun, dicking off, and what happened. But yeah, that song is always gonna have a special place in my heart.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you've been making music for about 3.5 years. So seeing what you've done in just only 3.5 years, what do you think will come in the next 5 years? Or where do you see yourself in the next 5 years or so?
If I keep making music at a consistent rate, and because it's hard to do that. A lot of people, they get that mindset of, oh, like, you can record from home, you can go in there and make a song whenever you want. Like, I have people all the time, artists that record studios, tell me that. They're like, oh, if I was you, I'd be pumping out 5 songs a day, yada yada yada. And I'm just like, no, you wouldn't.
Right.
Because, like, people don't understand how burnt out you get on this shit. Like, I could make 4 songs in a day. I really could, but the issue is I would be so burnt out after the first song that I would just be making the same shit over and over again, and it would all be like mid-ass songs.
Right.
But if I'm able, to do what I'm doing right now, just to make a couple songs a week, and then a couple of mid songs, songs you'd have like 7th, 8th on the album, and then one, song that's got people like, like that's a good one. If I was able to keep that, I feel like in the next year and a half, 2 years, I could be sitting pretty comfy. I mean, I think I could definitely do 1 million monthlies. I mean, I'm sitting like 160K right now. I was at 250K. Shit happens, but I think if I just get my head on right and keep consistently making music, then I think I can get pretty far. I think the boys will be eating.
Yes, sir.
I think the boys will be eating.
So you talked a lot about your friendship with Lil Story and how that's brought a lot of great numbers and great success. But would you say you have a dream collab?
That's a good fucking question. We all got one, but you know, I could be really corny and say some shit like Juice World. He'd definitely be up there. You know, I mean, you know, long live him, long live the legend and everything. Um, I that kid will always have a special place in my heart. I think honestly it would probably have to be him. Uh, and I know he gets a bad rap nowadays because if you want me to be frankly honest with you, I think that TikTok, uh, I think TikTok's the reason a lot of people think he's cringe now.
Yeah.
You know, uh, if you're on TikTok, you know you'll probably agree with me, which I'm sure you are, and everybody else watching this video is.
Yeah.
It probably had to be him though. I mean, I remember the first time I heard Juice World. Um, I remember exactly where I was. I was in Natchitoches, Louisiana, with a buddy of mine named Cole, the guy that actually got me started rapping. He was the one that picked the name Baby Russ. For anybody that's wondering, shout out to Cole. Uh, I was in his Jeep and he was like, "Yo, man, like, I gotta, I gotta show you this song by this guy named Juice World." And you know, this was before he blew up. He hadn't actually blew yet, and it was All Girls Are the Same, but it had like just dropped. Like I don't even think because he showed it to me on SoundCloud. I don't even think it had 10K yet. Like it was brand new. Like no Lucid Dreams, I didn't exist. It was brand fucking new. I don't even think I had 10K streams. We were in his Jeep, and he showed it to me, and I actually ended up making a terrible ass remix to it on Audacity. Right after it blew and the instrumental started coming out for it, but yeah, probably Juice. I think me and Juice could rip one up, or could have ripped one up, man. RIP to that legend, man. Long live him.
Yeah. How would you say his music has impacted yours, like, lyrically, or like the way you think about music and the way you look at like how his legacy's like still living on to this day?
Dude, I think Juice World. I think that Juice World probably had the biggest impact on the game out of any artist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably a controversial statement, but I mean, dude, you got to think like people wasn't doing stuff like that, man. Like the way that his shit was mixed and engineered, and like his flows and like you know his topics, his concepts in his song, like that wasn't a thing. I mean, it was, but like it wasn't near as mainstream. That was really underground. Like he made that mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, you had guys like Peep and X, but like he was the one that like people are gonna say in 20 years pioneered that, and I think that affects not even just mine, like everybody's. I think everybody you listen to, I think his shit gets influenced by that. Like underground guys, mainstream guys, uh, Ian Dior, Kid Leroy. I think I see shades of his music and people like Post Malone. I think one thing that's similar with mine and his is, you know, obviously some of the material that we talk about, you know, just love, drugs, women, but
Yeah.
I guess, you know, we've all been there. But I think one thing, like one similarity we have is like I don't write music, and I've had people try to talk me into writing it, but I won't do it. Like people are like, "Oh, you just sit down and write it." Like it's stop trying to be cool and you know say you don't write your music, you just freestyle it. But I know that's what he did, and that's what I do, and it just it came more naturally to me. Like I used to try to write music, and it just never turned out the way I wanted it to. Cause like I feel like when I write something, that I have to go by what I wrote down.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I make a song, any song you ever hear from me, it's not all in one take. It's maybe 2 bars at a time. So like I put the beat on and I sit there and like I'll listen to the whole beat once and just kind of like, oh no 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 no, hum something. Like, I listen to the beat and be like, Blue Balenciagas when I step into the, I don't like to talk about my, like stuff like that. Like Tommy Blue Balenciagas. And I punch it in.
Mm-hmm.
And if something doesn't sound good, I delete it, punch something else in, and I just do that till the song's done. You know? And that's just how I make my music. That's how Story makes his music. I know Comedy's made a couple songs like that. Like, and he was the king at that shit. He was. That was him, man. That was all him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great too, especially because I mean it cuts out a lot of the human error of like slipping up here and there, slurring or something like that.
Exactly.
So what does your typical day look like? Like you wake up, you eat breakfast, like start with your favorite meal, pet Reginald.
Fat Reginald. Yeah. Shout out Reggie, man. He's a fucking G. It's my dog. Might call his ass in here. Who knows? Yeah. Basically, I wake up every morning about 11 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie. I like to sleep in. I wake up at about 11. Up in the corner. I wake up at about 11. I get up. I like muffins. Muffins are my go-to.
Yes,
I would eat the shit out of some muffins. I make some muffins every now and again. Feed my dogs. I got 2 dogs, 2 boxers. I don't know if you can see him. He's up there in his cage. I got a little hamster named Finn that shows up in the cage. Yeah, I feed him. He's a new addition to the family.
Le Finn.
Le Finn, yeah. We got Finn. And then usually, after I feed myself and everything else, I play the shit out of Pokemon like any normal grown ass man would. W there. And then I try. I don't make music every day, but I try. I'll sit right here and look for beats or try to record a song for 3 or 4 hours, and if it doesn't work, I just put it down and go find something else to do. Like I'll go to the gym and play basketball, or I'll play video games or whatever. Which I've actually been coaching the basketball team, so that's been taking a lot of my time. I've been coaching a 8th and 9th grade team for a rec league. Love those kids. Shout out them. But yeah.
They all rock with LECADE?
1 and 2, baby. Playoff bound.
Yes, sir.
Playoff bound. They actually don't know about LECADE.
Oh wow.
One of them knows, but he hasn't heard it because the guy I coach with, there's another one. He works offshore, so he's gone like 2 weeks and then comes back 2 weeks. His name's Luke. Shout out him. His rap handle's Lil Hero, yeah. He raps under Lil Hero, and one of the kids found out about him, and then one of the kids came up to me at practice while he was gone, or before a game, and he was like, "Coach Cade, you know Luke be rapping?" And I was like, "Oh, does he?" And he goes, "Yeah, I heard it. It was cool." And I was like, "Yeah, guess who taught him?" And he was like, "Nuh-uh." And I was like, "I'll show you one day, man."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
So, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad within the music industry. We've seen both. Unfortunately, seen both sides of that. But thinking, would you change one thing about the music industry right now, and what would it be?
It's so. I'm gonna try to explain this the best way I can. At this point, nothing that you see is. I feel like I don't know if real is the word to use. Like, none of this growth and engagement you see is natural. At this point, I don't feel like it's a talent thing anymore, and that's really discouraging for me and a lot of other artists because, and I'm not throwing shade, I'm not saying names, I'm not throwing shade, but you see guys, on TikTok all the time. I see guys on TikTok all the time post their video, and I'm not hating. All respect to them. All respect to them. They're doing their thing. I'm not hating. But I see guys on TikTok, they got like 150K followers. Their videos doing millions. They're popping off, get signed to deals. And I'm like, wow, I'm actually better than that person is. But he either A, got lucky with a video, or B, I had the funds to market.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't all we can't all just take our whole paycheck and put it towards a campaign. You know what I'm saying? As much as I want to, if I could, I would. But I just feel like it's at a point where if you don't have money and you don't pop up on TikTok, I say TikTok because obviously everybody knows TikTok's a new wave now. If you don't have money, you don't pop up on TikTok, there's just not much hope for you. Because it's the way I think about it is it's like I think about a song. I'll say "Nude" by 24 Karat Gold. First song that comes to my head. Like if I made that song and posted it on SoundCloud without the tools at my disposal that 24 Karat Golden and the Dior had, I have like maybe 30,000 streams on SoundCloud. Nobody know about it. I mean, it's just a thought. Like there's probably kids that look at me and think that, like, because I know for a fact there's kids that have 100 followers on Instagram that are better than me. That deserve the world, but they just can't get to it right now. They're not there yet, and that's not their fault. I mean,
Right.
but that's just one thing I would change. I wish that everybody could get the recognition they deserve, and I know that's impossible because there's just so many talented people in the world that just don't get the recognition they deserve, and I really wish that was possible for everybody. That's one thing I'd change.
So, since you were talking about TikTok and like how it's affecting the music industry right now, do you think TikTok is, are you happy with where like people like are blowing from TikTok, and how do you think that you could use it, or how do you think other people and yourself can use it to take an advantage of it, like to help their careers out, or yourself?
I'm happy. I'm like I said before. I wasn't throwing shade. I'm super happy for everybody blowing up on TikTok right now. Like if you're posting a video, it's doing good. Like, congrats, man. Like that's great. I'm happy for you. A lot of these new songs coming out, these new artists. I mean, they're TikTok made. Like I just said, 24 Karat Golden.
Yeah.
24 Karat Golden is. I mean, so many people. DOU Kemp, another name. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of him, but it's so many people right now making careers off of TikTok, and I think that we all can use TikTok to our advantage because, I mean, even if you're averaging like 700 views a video, right? Let's say you're averaging like 700 views, 70 likes, and 20 comments a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way the TikTok algorithm is it's so crazy that that's a different 700 people every time, 9 times out of 10. So if you post the same video 20 times and it's a different 700 people every time, you can grow that way. Are you going to grow as big as the guys that post 3 videos of the same song? One gets 200,000 views, one gets 500,000, one gets 80,000. No, you're not going to grow that fast, because that algorithm's just random. We all know that. It's just random as shit at this point. But I think that even the people who aren't popping, I think they can use it to their advantage. I don't see somebody becoming a huge artist off of it though if they can't get that algorithm to turn in their favor once or twice.
Yeah.
I think you can use it I think you can use it, you know, to get a solid, you know, 100K streams on one of your singles, but I think unless you just really, really hit that algorithm really big one or two times, I think it's going to be really hard for somebody to make a living out of this, you know?
Yeah, especially since TikTok is so high speed and so like fast paced. The odds that they will even like even if they hit follow on you, like they're probably will likely not see you again or like
Oh yeah.
hear another song, and even like they'll hear that one song that they had added and just won't think to check up on the new ones coming out.
And see, the other thing is, it's TikTok has made being a SoundCloud rapper so cliche because there's so many of us on TikTok.
Right.
There's so many of us to the point where like I feel like people don't care. I feel like they look at it and they're just like, oh, okay, and they just scroll. You know, like
Mhm.
they don't think about it because there's so many of us. Like I probably see in a week, I probably see 40 or 50 people, you know, previewing their song on TikTok. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of it. If I see a song on TikTok that I think goes hard, my attention span's so short, I just scroll and go to the next song. I don't add it. Like that's, you know, I'm
Yeah.
guilty of it too. But that's what I'm saying. I think that it can be used to help you grow, but I don't unless you got, you know, Dixie D'Amelio using your stuff for dances. I don't see your odds of getting massive growth really that high.
Shout out to Dixie D for the song with bangers only. Yeah. um, so this is a question kind of off topic from the TikTok side, but what would you say that your biggest challenge has been uh, in your 3.5 years of making music? And if there hasn't been that big of a challenge, what do you see being a challenge?
Biggest challenge was 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 making a good song. I was a late bloomer, you know, like you see guys that come in and then, you know, they're they're infinitely bigger than me and way better with them doing this as a year, but you know, it wasn't like that for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was never, and I tell all my friends this, my friends tell me all the time, they're like, "Oh, you're so talented." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." That's the thing. I was not born with a natural talent for this. It took me many years of practice before I made a song that was actually like something people could listen to. And I think my first song that I made like that was probably Long Road. I dropped that under Baby Russ probably about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. Little Story's favorite song by your boy to this day. Hit it up. He seems to love it, but I think uh, I think that I think that that was I think that that was definitely my biggest challenge. You know, it took a while. You know, it took me about 2.5 years before I really got to that point where I was like, okay, you know, I'm getting in the groove of it now. And you know, still every day, I'm improving every day. Like, I mean, I'm getting to that higher level every day. You know what I'm saying? With every song I make, even if it's a bad song, you know, like it's practice. Even if I make a song that I know I'm never gonna drop, I'm glad I made it because it's practice at that point.
Right.
'Cause, you know, like one thing I like to do is like I'll take instrumentals from popular songs. Like I got one song on the My Name Is beat by I got a song on the Road Models by J. Cole. Like I just stuff like that, and like I'll just do it as practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just practice for me to get better. I do that a lot, and I think that really is what helped me. But yeah, I mean, just if anybody out there struggling like in that same position, like you just have to make music and just keep making it, even if you think it's bad, and don't be scared to show people. You know, like let people let you know, like you know, and show it to somebody who's gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like don't show it to your mom, you know, because my mom lied to me. My mom thought I was gonna get a record deal when I was 16, making music on a blue snowball on Audacity. You know, show it show it to that one kid at school that hates on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
show it to him and see what he thinks. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll be honest.
Yeah. Huh. I had another question, but it just lost my. Oh. Oh. Okay. I remember now. So, so you said that it took you like 2.5 years to get to the Long Road song, but it, it, I see it as like, it's almost worth it. Like that, those 2 years were worth all that experimenting and working and learning and stuff. Like seeing where you're at now, like it's really like it's worth it. So like people that are, you know, in a low spot right now trying to make songs and it's just not working for them. Like look at what Cade has done in. I mean, 2.5 years might seem like a long time, but like there's a lot more time in life, and you know, there's a lot more time to grow and to learn and experiment.
Yeah, no, yeah, you definitely have a point. Like, I went through a couple of different styles until I got comfortable. You know, like I tried Screamo at one point. Like I and it really paid off because I'm at a point now, and not to be narcissistical, I'm at a point now where I could go on YouTube and type in type beat and randomly scroll and click on a random beat, and I can make a full song on the beat in an hour. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's at a point now. It's just like it. I'm gonna make like what I want to make. Because I used to be in the mindset of like, oh, like I have to make this kind of music and I have to make this kind of music. Okay, now I need to switch to this, and oh, people are listening to this now, so now I gotta go to this. But I mean, fuck that. You know, like your music is you. Like that's your art. And I'm at a point now where like I want to make the things that I want to make. And it took me it took me those 2 years to figure that out. And honestly, I think that if I would have figured that out a little bit sooner, I think that I'd be in a better place right now. But you know, I was a slow learner, and that's okay. Like, you know, I wasn't meant to make Trippie Redd's music. Trippie Redd was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, why would I copy somebody else? But yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
So you kind of were giving some advice to people coming up, but this is my closure question, if you will. So there's like aspiring artists on Instagram or TikTok or whatever that are trying to be like you and are trying to do the things that you've done and accomplish the things that you've done. What would you say to them to keep them motivated or like help them out?
You First of all, there's gonna be an infinite number of people that are gonna tell you can't do it. You know, people told me because obviously everybody can hear from this video call the accent, the southern accent. That was one of the biggest things because everybody was like, "No, you can't be no fucking rapper. You can't make hip hop. You can't do that. Like you don't have the voice for it. You can't do it. You need to go make some country songs with your Cody Johnson heaven head ass." But fuck that. Fuck that. Like just don't listen to other people. You know, don't do that. And there's still people to this day that tell me I'm not gonna do anything with it. You know, and like I can post on my story I got features for sale right now. I'll sell 3 features and make the person that's telling me, make the person's paycheck who's telling me I'm not gonna make it.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just keep going. Like, why would you stop? Especially if you're already deep in. Like right now, I'm at a point where I'm not gonna quit because after doing this for this long, I would look more stupid to quit than I would be to keep doing it. You know, you have to think about it. That's the way you have to think about it. Like if you're a 14-year-old kid watching this right now, and you just got a new audio interface and you got Pro Tools or FL Studio and a microphone for Christmas, you're already that deep in. You know,
Right?
you're already that deep in. Why would you quit? Just keep making music. Make music every day. But it's also important to know when to step away. You know, like it's never a bad thing to sit there and listen to what you made and think, okay, like this isn't good. I need to take a break. Like I need to just, get up and go do something else and come back later. That's fine. Like don't let somebody tell you like you should try to make music every day. I think you definitely should, but I think breaks are okay. Like don't let somebody tell you that you need to be making 3 songs a day and they all need to hit because it's never gonna happen that way.
Yeah.
And listen to other people's music. Listen to it. Like go find a mainstream artist or your favorite underground artist and listen to their shit and ask yourself a question. Listen to their shit and listen to your shit. And ask yourself the question, does my shit sound like this? And be honest with yourself. And when I mean sound like, I don't mean copy, like a hard copy. I mean like, are you giving the same quality and effort level that it seems like they're giving? Or sounds like and seems like they're giving? Like, are you implicating that in your own music? And if the answer is no, that's fine. But that's just something you gotta correct,
Yeah.
And you'll get there. You'll get there. Everybody's gonna get there eventually,
Well, thank you so much, Cade. I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you so much for being on JackPsd behind the scenes. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
yes, sir. I got to meet him and his dogs. About probably less than a week ago.
Less than a week ago. Yeah, we kicked it. We went to Cookout.
Indeed, we love Cookout.
Some Cane's, some Chick-fil-A. We hit it all up.
Yes, sir. Well, I hope you had a fun time. Thank you so much for your time. And
Okay, man.
we going peace out. Check out LECADE on everything. LECADE. All caps. SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music. You know the drill. Everywhere.
Real dumb boys kick shit like FIFA. Redhead bitch look something like Reba.